This video is for Milestone 5 in Dr. Thomas's IHP 525 statistics class. Hopefully at this point you've been taking the advice of your professor and correcting anything that you're allowed to correct and fix. Many of your milestones you're allowed to go back and make corrections on. Hopefully you've done that. If you've done that, this is going to be an incredibly easy assignment if you feel comfortable in your answers. So if you feel comfortable in your answers, go ahead and open up your prior milestone assignments, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and just have them ready. We're going to do a lot of copying and pasting. Okay. Now, if you haven't corrected or you didn't do that well in your prior milestones, I strongly recommend that you go back, especially if this is towards your beginning of your week and not the end, not the last minute. Go back and try to fix them if your professor will allow it, so that you're not copying wrong work from prior milestones to this last and final one. Okay, so we're going to type in our name, our pretend student name, still Sarah Jones, right? And then the next two questions, okay, are just copying and pasting from your first milestone template. So the original question, you copy right from the top wherever you grabbed it, and then your restatement of a question goes right below it. Okay, so exactly the same. You can copy and paste from milestone 1. And then in 4, you're going to go through and finish this table and fill it out according to milestone 2. Okay, so if we go to milestone 2, we can see we have the same table. Okay, and the next two questions are also from milestone 2, where you have the question about how our smaller subset was selected from the original data, and then a limitation of the data. We can just copy and paste, go back to your final milestone template, and just copy and paste those answers, assuming you did well enough on the first time you submitted that work. Right? So that's milestone 2, copying and pasting. The next one, the graph, is going to, in the graph explanation, should be from milestone 4 in week 7. Again, you just copy and paste. 9, 10, and 11, you could either get those from milestone 3 or 4, because both of them ask for the name of your statistical test as well as the null and alternative hypotheses. Okay. 12 is your actual calculations, so go to milestone 4 and just copy those. And 13 and 14 are list and explain your one value. Okay. So go back to milestone 4 and copy and paste those answers. 15 and 16, also from milestone 4, you can copy and paste those answers. 17, if you need to use 17 for any screenshots, I didn't when I filled this out, but if you feel you need to include them, you should have included them on milestone 4, so you can just copy and paste. So up through 17 is just copying and pasting from prior work. Now 18 and 19, that's the new stuff. So practitioner recommendations, okay, one thoughtful sentence should suffice here. If you are a practitioner in the field, okay, what would you recommend doing with this data? Okay. We're not talking about areas of future research, but how could a healthcare practitioner who, works on this topic actually use it and then have some sort of action that would follow? Okay. Remember, knowing something is not the same as actually doing something with the information. So you need to just talk about how someone would do something with the information. 19. Researcher recommendations. I want you to talk about at least one thoughtful study that would be sort of a next step after the study that you conducted. So there isn't a whole lot of, there's a lot of open-endedness to 18 and 19. Pretty much thoughtful recommendations will get you full credit. Ones that are logical. For the practitioner recommendations, make sure you discuss something you actually do. You're not just going to know this or think about it while you're on the job. You actually have an action coming from the results. Okay. Otherwise, these are pretty open-ended. So hopefully you'll do really well on those. Again, if you have time, if you're watching this video in the beginning of the week, go back, and if your professor will let you, correct any prior milestones so that you can copy right answers onto this milestone. Okay, that way you're not losing points twice. Okay, hopefully you'll do well on this assignment. Bye-bye.